2 butts enter, 1 butt leaves. And there is a prize for the final butt standing.
Hi, I'm Rick. Welcome back to The Journey. A few weeks ago, we were up in Arizona at an event called Skoolie. It's a gathering of, shall we just say, people who kind of like to live on the fringe. You know, hardcore schoolie bus type nomads. You know, our kind of people. And while we were there, we heard about this gathering down at the bottom of Baja called Escapar. And did we want to go? So let's see. Did we want to drive our 30-foot school bus 800 miles down the length of Baja, Mexico? You know, with bad roads, desolate landscapes for hours on end, all just to go to a festival on some beautiful beach at the bottom? Oh, hell yeah. Sounds like fun. Here's the thing, this festival is nothing like I expected. Now, I've been to all kinds of these gatherings, the family-friendly ones, the ones that are overrun with hordes of feral-type people. But no, this one feels completely different.
It's interesting. I've gotten involved in a couple of different van groups. Like I call one group the Vanlife group, which would be these guys. And then I found these groups that have been meeting since the 70s with the old classic show vans and the shag carpet and the airbrush art on the outside of them, you know. So the two events are very different. You know, those guys, they've known each other for years. There's lots of kibitzing and camaraderie and, you know, doing shots and bands and, you know, so it's a different atmosphere compared to, you know, that group. But I love them both.
No, Escapar is very chill. It feels like it's inhabited by introverts who, despite being introverted, are nonetheless very warm and friendly and kind. No disrespect meant to you introvert types. I tell you what, let me show you around the place while we listen to the music from the main stage.
Oh, give me land, lots of land, under starry skies above. Don't fence me in, let me ride through the wide open country that I love. Don't fence me in, let me be by myself in the evening breeze. Listen to the murmur of the cottonwood trees. Send me off forever, but I ask you please, don't fence me in, just turn me loose. Let me straddle my old saddle underneath the western sky. On my cayuse, that's a horse, let me wander over yonder till I see the mountains rise. I want to ride to the ridge where the west commences, gaze at the moon till I lose my senses, and I can't look at hovels and I can't stand fences. Don't fence me in, just give me land, lots of land under starry skies. Don't fence me in.
So, butt fights. Yeah, it's a thing. And yes, I signed up for it, representing all of us older men who no longer have a butt. Now, there were a lot of great and very worthy competitors. And then there was me. So, did I win? Well, stay tuned. So where were we before we... Wait, stop, damn editor. All right, fine. We have a newsletter. Go sign up and change your life. Jeez. Sorry about that. And for those of you who might have failed high school geography class, and don't worry, I'm not judging, I might have as well, Baja, Mexico is the long, thin peninsula that runs down the west coast of, well, Mexico. And we are in a little town called Playa El Tecolote. It is about a half hour away from the capital of La Paz, and at the same time, it's in the middle of nowhere. Oh, and speaking of La Paz, remind me one day to tell you the story of, well, how we got the bus stuck in the middle of that fine little town. But getting here to Tecolote, that was last week's video. It was both terrifying and beautiful. As far as the scary part, well, watch the video. As far as the beautiful, the peninsula is basically divided up into two areas. The inner side is, well, mountains, cacti, desert, kind of what you would expect. But along both of the edges, you get this. Beaches everywhere. Now, most of them are kind of free to park on. I mean, you could take your van, your bus, or whatever. And even if it's not free, it's ridiculously cheap. I mean, you can pay $15 a night just to park literally on a beach and wake up to this. As far as distance, it is 870 miles from the border crossing to this very spot. Most of what you're going to find in those 870 miles are going to be devoid of people, but there are towns that pop up here and there, and that's kind of where the beauty lies. And it is also the big reason we're planning on spending, well, several months down here, maybe even more, because there is so much to see and do in all of the spaces between those towns. So, Escapar. As you might have guessed, van life, schoolie bus life, whatever life on wheels life, it can be usually kind of lonely. Sure, you run into people here and there and they give you suggestions and ideas, and it's fun to chat, but generally speaking, you're kind of alone, which is why places like this are so important. Escapar. It's been a blast. My second event since hitting the road.
I'm gonna run away. Look at the dogs going over here.
Why Escapar?
Why Escapar?
Yeah.
We had a friend that we traveled down with last year, and he went to one of their other meetups, the moon landing, and just really enjoyed it and invited us this year. So we thought, why not, to meet some people from all over and just sense of community.
So I now have a bit of a dilemma. I'm not quite sure what to show you next. Now, this kind of event, they have scheduled things to do. It's all written on the side of a van for your helpful reading pleasure. But for the most part, people just, they hang out together. They come together, they sit around under somebody's tent and they chat and they discuss, and you share all the wonderful places you've been, and you learn about all the places that you're yet to see. So what else do I show you about Escapar? Well, how about this? Thanks for watching.